What's up, guys? You're welcome to David Data Channel once again, where we talk about data science, productivity, and faith. And on today's video, we've been walking us through a project I decided to do on horrible bosses, right? So I think last month, right? Yeah. Yes, last month, yeah. There was a trend on Twitter about horrible bosses with the hashtag horrible bosses as regards an article released by an organization in Lagos, Nigeria, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I decided to scrape out the tweets with the hashtag horrible bosses, do some exploratory data analysis, and then just play around with it here. And that's really what I just was through in. The reason I did it, or part of the reason I did it, was because I know oftentimes we say do project, and people are really like, what can I do? What can I do? So yeah, it's just a way of telling you that like you cannot pick anything around, anything that interests you, and just walk around with it. There are lots of things you can do with it. Okay, so let's go through this. All right, so this is my notebook on my VS Code. I've put this on my GitHub. The link is on the description below, and you can go there, pick up the code, use it yourself, have fun with it, tweak it. If you want to enhance this analysis by creating a pull request to me to review and add it there, beautiful. Have fun. Just have fun. It's just for the doing. Okay, so the first thing I got to do was to import. So I use Python for this analysis. I didn't use SQL. A part of me was like, should I import in this, get the data set and then put in the database? And then I was like, SQL does not really shine with text, and then I decided to use Python for it. Okay, yeah, so I imported the necessary libraries. I used this SN script library to scrape the data from Twitter, the link to the data set, the link to the module, and the link to using this library is in description as well. You can check it out. It was written by Martin Deck, a beautiful guy, like awesome post rather. So my pandas library, matplotlib for visualization, cbon for visualization, ray for removing what's it called, cleaning up data sets using regex function, and then spacey as well. Actually, I discovered spacey for the first time. So I was going to use NLTK, but then in my search I saw spacey and I'm like, wow, spacey is interesting, and I decided to use spacey. Like, so I also put the link to the documentation description below, so you can play around with it as well. Like a really beautiful tool for your natural language processing, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. So I imported my data libraries and then called the NLP. This encore web sm.load is a function in spacey library, so I assigned it to the variable NLP, and I'll use that going down. So this is the code I used to scrape the dataset from Twitter. So the last Twitter analysis I did was with NSAS, and I had more than 500,000 tweets. I was expecting to have that number of tweets, but in this case I had just about 14,000 tweets. And so this is the code I used to scrape the dataset from Twitter using the NS scrape library. So you can check it out. Yeah. Okay, and then after scraping datasets, I created a column that I wanted to put datasets in, because if you check, I appended a list for dates, ID, content, and username. So I decided to create a data frame to put in this list inside of it, and my data frame is having my date time, tweet ID, text, and username. And then I decided to write this into a CSV file. Reason is because I've used this SN script before, and sometimes like it gets high, it doesn't work like as I wanted it to work. So I said I can't be scripting every time I want to reduce this, make a mistake and stuff like that, or start afresh. So I decided to write it into a data frame and then use the write it into a CSV file rather, and then use that CSV. Okay, yeah, and then I read the CSV into a variable called data. And if we check data.shape, we see we have about 14,000 rows of data, and this is the head. So these are just, you can view the code for more details. Yeah, this is a typical text where it looks like my boss's idea of a pep talk is degrading. Okay, let me view this. Let's view this first one and see what we've got here. Yeah, it says my boss's idea of a pep talk is by degrading certain employees and giving examples of which employees who they think is the best version of who they want working in their company. Horrible bosses. Let's see something else. It will be interesting. A lot of Nollywood producers, directors will prefer not to pay actors they work with, like the way the guys price you cheap, like your career is child's play. Horrible bosses. Very interesting. Let me do like 200. Now, one baby one, horrible bosses, toxic workplaces. So interesting. You can play around with it, like over 14,000 tweets here. And then, so I decided to change my date time. So if you notice, this date time is like date and time format. So I decided to change it to lead date format, right? So I could group by dates. And then doing that, I grouped the tweets by dates, and we can see here that the tweets on 21st was over 6,000, and then reduced 22nd 5,000, 23rd 14,000, 1,400 rather. And as on the 7th or 8th day, we just have like 13 tweets, and it's typical for Nigeria. Like, we just shout about some things, we tweet and talk and talk, and after a few days everybody's talking about it, right? We really can't change stuff like that. We forget about things easily. We need to like go further than shouting online, to maybe like going to the places of power and to like get policies done that helps solve this problem, right? Because these are real bosses in the thing of policies and stuff like that, not just us shouting on the internet and stuff like that. Yeah, so I decided to do a line chart showing that graph, and as you can see, just on the second and third day there was a sharp decline on the number of tweets. So everybody has moved on from horrible bosses. I pray you don't have horrible bosses in Jesus' name. Amen. Me, I don't have. All right, so at this point I decided to clean data set to take away the stop words, the signs, and like to make it more cleaner, and then added a column called clean to my data frame. Yeah, then at this point I decided to do a word cloud. So you can check out the word cloud. A word cloud like shows it increases the bigger words are the most frequently occurring words. You can see horrible bosses everywhere, person, spaces, company, people, just really interesting, salary and stuff like that. Yeah, so at this point I decided to use my spacey library. Like, it was really interesting using spacey library. Yeah, so using spacey library I was able to use a tokenizer, NLP. I called NLP in my first at the top. I called NLP. I assigned the web one of species functions to NLP variable, and so I'm calling that variable to NLP's tokenizer, using the tokenizer. And then right, so this is just going to help me get my data frame formats into a doc format that I can assign, that I can use in the spacey library. And then doing that, I got these tokens, yeah, and I did that to get the entities. So spacey library is able to something they call named entity recognition, is able to give words their entities. Could be persons, could be organizations, could be several other things. So for example, this NORP is like for nationalities, religious organizations, political organizations. You can see person, work of arts. These are an organization, cardinal, dates, organization, yeah, stuff like that, different entities. So you can check out the spacey library to see several of their entities and how they are labeled and what they mean. So what I just did here was to get the spacey, the word and the entity label. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I decided to count the tokens for most occurring words. Yeah, you can see horrible bosses is about 7,000 plus the hashtag, because it was a trending hashtag. And then we had like Nigerians, Twitters. We had lots. I decided not to remove the emojis, right, to see like the emotion of the emojis. And I had a lot of laughing emojis. So since people were laughing about the whole thing, I'm just thinking, don't mind me. Yeah, so walking through that, you can find these nationalities and religious entity label in spacey. Doing that, I plotted the chart for that, and I could see like the things that spacey library identified as nationalities, religious and political groups from those tweets were like Nigeria, which has the highest, Nigerians, Lebanese, Chinese. So I'm sure they said Lebanese and Chinese workers are horrible bosses as well, and toxic Indians and stuff like that, right? African, British, and stuff like that. Yeah, so just have fun with it. And I tried to do people as well, but then the spacing library, I guess, was because of our Nigerian pidgin, I guess, so it was not able to get several names. It tagged this emoji as a person, which is not true, tagged everybody as a person, which is not true, I guess, because we use it several times. And then we have Daniel Emeka, we have David Ihundin, Abi, Abi now, so but it tagged Abi as a person, even LOL as well. Sim Shagaya, I think at one point it was called out. Yeah, that's really all. And then I also did for organizations, really the same thing. I didn't really get out so many organizations, but then it got NYC, it got Ebon. I was hoping Ebon would be in person's name, but then it is what it is. As a matter of fact, Ebon was just like 24 tweets, or his name appeared like 24 times. Like, interesting. Then Kuda, NLC, BBN, Big Brother Nigeria. I don't know whether Big Brother Nigeria has done that or LinkedIn. Well, that's really. And so finally, I did so Spacie Library has a displacy function that displays the words with their entity labels, and it shows something like this. Yeah, so this is really like something colorful you can try out, and then it renders it on a local server. Yeah, this is it on my browser. Yeah, really, this is just what it is, what I just tried to do, to just play around with it and have fun. So lots of things you can do here. You could do a sentiment analysis, you could do you can try to dig in further, clean up the tweets more further, and just play around with it. So guys, so that's it for this video. So like I said, projects really gets you enhanced, it gets you to learn new things, it gets you to try out new things. Like I said, I've never used Spacie before, like true using Spacie. So in your journey of data science, have fun with projects. They're just unique. It doesn't have to be very big like this. Like I said, it could be your sleeping data, it could be your money data, your spending money data, it could be like your commute data to work. It doesn't have to be something big, something you enjoy, something that thrills you, right? So till we meet again in the next video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're interested to send a pull request, just have fun, take the code and play around with it. Alright, till we meet again next time. Bye bye.